Compound events. When looking at the likelihood that two or more events will occur, it's called a compounding event. Compounding events are distinguished by or and language. So finding or probabilities, you find the probabilities and add them together. Finding and probabilities. Find the probabilities and multiply them together. So let's look at an example. Pertussis, also known as whooping cough, is an incredibly infectious disease, with 3 out of every 4 unvaccinated people who come in substantial contact with the virus becoming sick. However, the pertussis vaccine works 8 out of 10 times. If a person comes into contact with pertussis and is vaccinated, what is the probability that the person will not get pertussis? So to find this probability, we first need to write down our 2 probabilities. So we have the infection rate of pertussis, which is 3/4. And the effectiveness of the pertussis vaccine, which is 8/10. Now, because we have the word and, we will need to multiply these 2 numbers together. So, to do this, we would, before even multiplying, we could reduce by 4 here and here. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we have 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 10 is 10. And this can be both top and bottom be divided by 2 to equal 3/5. So this is our final answer. Before we move on to the next example, let's talk about what this means though. If the person is not vaccinated, then there is a 3/4 chance of getting pertussis. If the person has spent a lot of time around the person who is ill, that is the same as 75% chance of getting it. We get this number by dividing 3 by 4 and then turning the decimal into percent. This is something you'll learn about later. However, if the person is vaccinated, then there's a 3/5 chance of not getting it. This is the same as 60%. So, to find this number, we will just divide 3 by 5 and then turn the decimal into a percentage. So also 60% chance of not getting it means that there is only a 40% chance of getting it. So 40% is a lot better than 75%. So let's look at another example. Measles is an infectious viral disease that has the probability of causing the following symptoms, as you can see right here. So the question arises, what is the probability that the patient will have photophobia and seizures? So the key word here that we're going to look at is or. So when we use the word or, we know we need to add the 2 numbers together. So let's look for photophobia in in all these things, which is right here. For 6 out of 10, the patients will have photophobia. Then we look for seizures, which shows 1 out of 10. So we will add these 2 numbers together. So we have 6/10 plus 1/10. And this will equal 7/10. And now this number is reduced, so we can say That means that there is a 7 out of chance that the patient will have measles and that will experience both photophobia or seizures. So when finding a compounding event, you will need an or an and statement. And for the or statements, you'll add the probabilities together. And for the and statements, you will multiply the probabilities together.